Today on the Wise News Network, I'm Rusty Wise, and we are with Jason Day, which about a week ago had an incident, which was May the 16th. And around what time did this happen, Jason?
It was around between 6:30 and 6:45 in the evening.
Now, as your day started, did you ever dream you would wind up in the situation? Can you give us a little timeline about kind of what happened, your day, how did your day go? Now, you were at Ballard Park in Cherryville, North Carolina, with your daughter's baseball or softball game.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I mean, I just went went to work as usual, come home, and it's just a normal day. Went to my daughter's softball game. It got shortened due to the storm starting to build. They had called everybody off the field because it's starting to lightning some. And then they finally called the game, and everybody was starting to exit, go up towards the parking lot and to get in their cars and everything. And then actually I ran down to help the coach because I could see her trying to gather all her stuff up. My wife had already picked up the girls and had already left. So I made it back up to the parking lot to leave, and the wind was really, really blowing hard. It started raining really hard. The wind was blowing the trees really bad, and I started to pull out. I saw a car over beside me, and she said I let them kind of like pull in front of me. Well, about the same time, a tree fell on top of that car. So I was talking to my wife on the phone at the time, and she was kind of in the midst of the storm. She was kind of panicky, and I was like, just pull over, get in a safe spot. And I told her, I said, holy cow, that tree just fell on that car. I'm gonna have to go try to help and see if I can, if they're trapped or whatever, see if I can get them out of the car. So I get out of my truck and I'm walking towards the car, and that's really the last thing I remember. The next thing I can remember, they're waking me up. They're putting me in the ambulance, putting a neck brace on and all that kind of stuff. So I don't, from what I've heard, I never made it actually to the car. I was probably 10 feet from the car, and I'm assuming another tree fell on the car and hit me and threw me straight up in the air. Some eyewitnesses say I went as high as the power lines. Now, I don't know. I mean, I was knocked out at the time, so I really have no recollection of that. But I wasn't thinking about my own safety. I was trying to go see if I could help somebody.
I know a lot of people were really praying online, and social media was blowing up because a lot of people know you in the area. A lot of the Cherryville New Year shooters and all the shooters involved, were asking how you were. So I know the community outreach was tremendous. And what do you think about that?
It's overwhelming to me, really, because, you think in today's society, it's all about me, me, me. Nobody really cares about anybody, or that's kind of the way it seems. And then something like this happens, and it's like there's so many people reaching out, asking how you're doing. People are bringing food. Somebody's come and mowed my grass. I mean, it's you just don't realize how all the kindness that's in the world today.
I know one of the news conferences about the event, we were there, and one of the news reporters says he was shocked at how many people were helping each other, and said in the Charlotte area you just don't see that kindness or people helping neighbors like you do in Cherryville. And that's one thing he noticed, is everybody was helping each other.
Right. Well, I mean, this is a tight-knit community. I mean, everybody is helping their neighbors. I mean, that's the way it should be. It's just society has gotten to where it's, you mind your own business all the time, but I think that's the way everybody should be. And that's, in this whole situation, I want people to see the light of Jesus shining through me. I mean, I don't want any recognition for this. I just want to be kind of like a lighthouse for that, so people can see, that there is good in the world.
Now, it's been almost a week, almost 7 days. How do you feel, and what's the extent of your injuries?
I'm getting better every day. I'm still a little bit sore. I'm planning on going back to work tomorrow. I have a concussion, or I guess they diagnosed me with a concussion because I landed, I guess, on my head or on my face or something like that. I've got 12 staples in the back of my head. I've got some stitches on both sides of my eyes. my nose is broken right here, and my cheekbone is broken. So other than that, just some bruises. You could see my arms all bruised up, and they initially thought that my arm was broken, but they did a scan at the hospital and said that it was just a bad bruise. But other than that, I'm good to go.
So other than looking like you got in a bad fight overnight, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you should have seen the other guy. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing very well, and I'm very, very blessed to have come out of it as good as I did.
Well, great. Jason, glad to see you're doing well, and glad that the outcome was great. And it's amazing that you were really the only major injury in this microburst storm. They call it a microburst, and the more research, it looks like it was a microburst. And it's amazing that more people were not injured or hurt.
Well, I've said this multiple times. God had his hand upon me and has had his hands upon everybody in this whole situation. I mean, just to protecting everybody, keep them from getting injured.
Well, Jason, appreciate you interviewing with us. I'm Rusty Wise with the Wise News Network. Have a great day.